It's Talking Pints. Yes, it's that time of the day. I'm joined by Oleksiy Goncharenko, a member of parliament from Ukraine. Welcome to the programme.
Cheers.
Very pleased to see you here. Now, you're very much from a...
Nice beer.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
You probably need cheering up at a time like this.
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
It's and we'll get to that. Now, you've been, from a political family. You've been in the parliament, been very active for a long, long time. And you've even been kidnapped at one point over the years. Tell us about that.
Fortunately, there was an attempt.
Yes.
And to catch those who were preparing it, it was announced publicly in the parliament, and I was at the moment already a member of the parliament. It was 5 years ago, I think, and it was announced that I am kidnapped, and those who wanted to do this, they decided that everything happened, and they went to pay money for those who should do this, and they were caught up at the moment. Been hot, we say it. I don't know, in English language, been hot.
You were used as a sort of sting operation almost.
Yes, absolutely. And it was, yes, kind of. But it was not the worst story. Because 2 times Russian security service tried to kill me, and they ordered people and sent them, and then those who were guilty in these, they just exchanged them for Ukrainians prisoners of war. I mean, so Moscow took these people from Ukraine. I think in this moment they signed that was Moscow who prepared all of this.
And yet you went to university in Moscow. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, did you at that time, going back 20 years or so when you were there, did you have a positive attitude towards Russia then?
Absolutely. I was born in Odessa. Odessa is the biggest city on the Black Sea.
Yep.
It's in the southern part of Ukraine. It's mostly Russian-speaking, and my mother tongue, my first language, is Russian. My second language, second mother tongue, I say, is Ukrainian, but first language was Russian. And I know more poems of Russian poets than Putin, that's for sure, no questions about this. So till 2014, I thought that Russia is a very close country. Yes, Ukrainian future is in Europe, but together with Russia. So I believed in big Europe, from Lisbon to Vladivostok, all this story. But then Putin showed everything to everybody, that he is just dictator, tyrann, and he started war against Ukraine. And he showed us that his idea of Europe from Vladivostok to Lisbon, we understood it like Vladivostok should be like Lisbon. And he understood it like Lisbon should be like Vladivostok. And we don't want like this.
No, they're obviously diametrically opposed views. I mean, Ukraine itself is a country that with many troubles, corruption problems, political problems, all sorts of difficulties. But when we look at Donbass, when we look at that particular region, Donbass, and this extraordinary battle that's been going on over Mariupol,
May I interrupt you for a moment?
You do.
You said that there is corruption in Ukraine, unfortunately. Yeah. I can't say no. But, it's not Ukrainian president who is giving beer to Putin. It's Schröder. It's Chancellor of Germany.
Well,
who is doing it like this?
Look,
I
get that.
The same story about Ukraine is so. For years we have heard that. Oh, Ukraine, you are so. Yes, your country, you are somewhere between Russia and Poland. Many problems you have. But now, when Ukraine is attacked, everybody knows. United Nations says 500 million people will suffer from hunger. There will be famine in the world because Ukraine is attacked. So it happened that Ukraine is a very important country to feed the world. Then it happened that Ukraine is a very important country for security of Europe. And 3, 4, 5. Speaking about corruption, it's thanks to Russian corruption that now Russian forces are not in Berlin, maybe, because they spent 1 trillion. Once again, 1,000 billion euros for their army during last years. Where are they?
I get it.
So where is corruption?
Well, I think that actually Mr. Putin has not got the army he wanted because a lot of that money's disappeared. No, I get that too.
Absolutely.
I get that too. I mean, look, on the point about Germany, here's the extraordinary thing. the gas that is keeping German industry and German lights on, having made themselves wholly dependent on Russia, that gas is still being transshipped, most of it through Ukraine. As I understand it, Ukraine is still being paid by Russia to transship that gas. I mean, doesn't that sound rather odd?
Absolutely. When everything started in the end of February, I addressed my colleagues and saying, let's stop the transit. But then Europe asked us, please don't do this.
Oh, the European Union?
Absolutely,
Of
European
course.
Union.
Of
They
course.
asked us, please
Of
don't do
course.
this because we will freeze. Because what will we do? It's heating season, March is very cold. Please don't do this. And there was a big discussions, and we decided that, you just imagine, being attacked by Russia, being killed by Russia. Our people are killed, our children are killed, our women are raped, our teenagers are raped. So it's awful what's happening. But we continued to pump the gas because Europe asked, and we showed that we are a reliable partner, even in such circumstances. But now we want to see something on the other side.
Yeah.
To see, okay, this was season, it was middle of the season, end of February, but let's do everything that next winter Europe is not dependent from Russian gas at all, and we are ready to stop this transit forever.
We'll see. Unless you stop it, I suspect that Germany and Italy will still buy it. This epic battle that's been going on in Mariupol, the Azov battalion, huge amount of comment about the Azov. But by the way, none of the criticisms of Ukrainian corruption, none of the criticisms, potential criticisms of the extreme right, neo-Nazi, some say, nature of the Azov battalion.
It's not true.
None of this is a justification in any way for what Putin has done. But tell us the truth about Azov. You know, there's a lot of evidence that they are quite bad guys. Is that right? Is it
No,
wrong?
it's not right, absolutely. Are there far-right guys inside Azov? Yes, they are. But far-right guys are everywhere. Are they in London? Far-right guys.
Well, they're not organised. They're not organised in an army fighting on behalf of a country.
It's not an army. It's absolutely regular unit, regiment of Ukrainian National Guard. That's not something battalion. It's not a gang. It's a regiment of Ukrainian National Guard, and never ever there are evidences of any war crimes committed by them. But please show me any evidence of any war crimes committed by them. Never happened.
Well, this will all come later. Has Mariupol now fallen, in your opinion?
Yes, definitely. Mariupol is occupied by Russia. Azovstal was the last stronghold, which they absolutely heroically, they are our heroes. And not only ours. I think that the heart of free world is beating now in Mariupol, in Azovstal. I'm sure about this. And these guys, what they did, it's unbelievable. They are 300 Spartans. For 10 weeks, having been in siege of Russian forces without anything, been bombed for 24/7. They used everything, cluster bombs, phosphor bombs against them, chemical agents, everything, just to kill these people. And they holded the ground till the end. Now, yes, we want to save their lives. And they received an order, and part of them already surrendered because they can't. Everything is finished. So it's impossible to continue forever.
No, I can see that.
But we are very much concerned about their life, and I hope very much. This morning I spoke with Liz Truss, and I asked now here using your tribune, and thank you very much for your invitation. Help us to save these men and women. They are one of the best courageous warriors in this world. And they are not any Nazis. They never been. I know many of them personally. Many of them are Russian-speaking people. You know, when they're saying about Nazis, our president is Jewish. Half of the population is Russian-speaking and little bit less. And nobody is touching them. I mean, nobody. And who is Nazi? Putin, who killed more Russian-speaking people in the world than Hitler.
This, of course, is the propaganda war that battled back and forth between both sides.
No, it's not propaganda war. How many people are killed in Ukraine? Thousands. Just in Mariupol, more than 20,000 civilians are killed. 90% of them are Russian-speaking. And when Putin is saying that he wants to defend Russian-speaking people, sorry, but he killed more Russian-speaking people than any person alive in this world.
No, I get that. Do the people of Donbass region, do they want to stay part of Ukraine? Are you convinced of that?
You know, do the people of Scotland all want to be part of the United Kingdom?
Well, here's the point. Well, here's the point.
Yeah.
They were given a free and fair referendum.
Absolutely.
And they decided to stay part of it. What I'm really getting to here with you, what I'm really getting to here is this. The narrative...
But nobody occupied Scotland. There are nobody. I don't know. There are no like coming army to occupy Scotland and to say we're here to help Scottish people.
And since 2014, there have been all sorts of contested territories and huge difficulties and complexities that a British audience couldn't possibly hope to understand of what's been going on in Donbass. But here's the key point that I really wanted to talk to you about tonight, that really matters, I think. When I hear the rhetoric on all sides of this. And by the way, you know, well done, Boris Johnson. He has given great support to your country and great leadership.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Know, no question about that. You know, I might criticise him for many other things he's done, but he's given leadership on this, and that's absolutely clear. He's made a decision. But here's the point. The narrative sounds like we all want to fight to the death, to fight to the end. And that worries me and scares me. You know, a boxed-in Vladimir Putin, who may not still have the rational function, and what that could mean, not just for Ukraine, but for much of the world. Is a peace deal possible?
First of all, I need to answer about Donbass. That's important.
Okay.
Only part of Donbass was occupied. Another part of Donbass was controlled by Ukraine. And there weren't any rallies against being in Ukraine, nothing. Also, there is no people of Donbass. That's the same Ukrainians. Yes, like they have peculiarities. Like British people from Manchester are a little bit different from those from Glasgow and from those in London. But they are all...
Even from Liverpool.
Even from Liverpool, which are, yes, exactly. But this is the same people, absolutely. The same language, everything is the same. And there was nothing. I had an educational cultural network in Ukraine. It is called Goncharenko Centers. We have 3 of them in Donbass. And that was the most popular. They were coming to learn Ukrainian history, Ukrainian language, and they were happy, absolutely. Donbass was developing all these years. Now it is destroyed by Putin. So all this story that people of Donbass want to leave, where are these? Where are any evidences
But come to the point.
Come to the point.
Is a peace deal negotiable?
Absolutely. Peace deal should be like this. Putin is taking his army out of Ukraine. When I'm here, let's save face Putin. First of all, he deserves to be beaten in his face, not to be saved. But
don't give him a way out.
Yes, I am going to do this.
Yeah.
We are not going to take Moscow. We don't want to take Putin's bunker and committing him suicide like Hitler did. We don't want to execute Putin on the Red Square in Moscow. No. We just want Russia and Putin to respect international law and to leave us alone. Leave us, and that's all that we want.
And should we?
And that is absolutely clear that he could do this. He's not in corner. Russia is the biggest country in the world. Walk over Siberia. Walk over all this huge country, huge territory.
Should we be negotiating with him at this time?
Yes.
Should we be? Why is the West not talking to him? Apart from the French president, the West is not talking to him.
But the problem is to speak about what? As I understand, to every person who is contacting him, he's saying all this old story about there are Ukrainian Nazi. I want to defend Russian-speaking people. That's all. Goodbye. What is the sense of this? I mean, conversation. If there will be conversation, let's speak about how we are retreating from Ukraine. What will be after we will do this? Yeah. I am sure that the whole world will speak with him. But if the only thing that it's like Prime Minister of Italy said, Italy was very sentimental to Russia. And Prime Minister of Italy several times tried to reach Putin, and then he said, it's a waste of time. I just hear in every time the same story.
Let's hope at some point we come to it. Meanwhile, thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much for your
position and showing the great passion that I thought you would. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.